Cancers, welcome to Lucy the Antigua Tarot. My name is Lucy, and thanks for visiting my channel. I have your 9-card reading for the month of May 2016, so let's take a look at it. Okay, my dear Cancers, this is your 9-card spread for the month of May 2016, and this is your center card, the Star. La Estrella. This is a Rider-Waite-Smith deck that I bought in Guatemala in the beginning of January when I was visiting family and friends there. And I walked into this store and I found these cards. And I love it because all the major arcanas and the court cards have the Spanish titles on them. I think that's so cool. So I can not only read the tarot, but I can teach you guys a little bit of Spanish. Isn't that fun? So here we have the Star, La Estrella, and this is at your center. You have a lot of major arcanas, my dear Cancers. They're everywhere. You have 6 major arcanas: the Wheel of Fortune, the Star, the High Priestess, the World, the Hierophant, and the Moon. This is the Moon down here. All right, and then you have 2 court cards. Amazing. You have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. That has never happened before in the readings I've been doing. That's amazing. And then you have 1 normal card or minor arcana, which is the Ten of Swords. All right, so let's get started with your reading, and let's start with your center card, the Star. Okay, La Estrella. Okay, and this is at your center, so this is you. This is your energy right now. Now remember, these are general readings, okay? So it may not apply to everybody, but you might find some things that are relevant in your life right now, and there's a lot of good advice in the cards. So this card is telling you, or is talking about reaching your dreams and goals. Now is the time to make your dreams real. You have the time and you have the money, my dear Cancers. Realize your own inner wisdom and your inner joy. That is what it's advising you. Regarding health, you're feeling relaxed and inspired. You're feeling inspired to reach your total spiritual self. And I remember the first time I was inspired to learn yoga. It was such a wonderful thing to embark in, and I remember how great I felt when I learned to do a lot of the yoga positions and the breathing. So now is the time to work on your inner wisdom. This card is also telling you that you will see the beginning of something amazing happen in your life, and it's going to change your life. You are glowing with energy, and people are noticing this change, and they want to come up and talk to you. They will want to seek your advice. This is the Star, and it's at your center, my dear Cancers. An amazing card to have at your center. This is you. This is your energy. So this card is concluding with the fact that it's telling you to go ahead and keep up to where you are going. Just keep doing what you're doing, and in direction that you are going. Stay on the course that you're doing pretty good. And this is like the course of the spiritual path, probably because you have a lot of major arcanas going on here. Okay, now the first card that's coming into your reading is the Ten of Swords. Okay. This card is telling you to be cautious. Be sure that you know the truth. So you may be asking yourself, do they have secrets? Are they keeping stuff from me? Excuse me, are they keeping the truth from me? The chances are that yes, they are. So this card is telling you not to waste your time with someone you think is wasting your time. Someone that maybe you feel is lying to you. The card is telling you to, instead of being with people that are going to be that way with you and that are making you feel a little negative, to stay away from those people and to get close to people who are going to be more positive. So there could be a little bit of deceit going on. And this energy is coming in. Your center's great though. I mean, if there is something going on here, you've got some great energy to help you out. A lot of really positive cards. You have then the Wheel of Fortune. And this is telling you that you are taking, if you're taking a risk, make sure that you look at all the details. Make sure that you're realistic. You know, be, be realistic and be true to yourself. And, you know, work with the truth. Change does need to happen, according to this card, is what it's saying. Change needs to happen, so take that leap. Go for it. If you're in a relationship, it's telling you that right now it's time to reevaluate that relationship, to refocus it. Okay. It's also telling you that resisting change can be bad for your health. So if you're feeling trapped, to seek guidance. And you have some great guidance folks here. You have the King and the Queen of Wands. And these are people you know and they can guide you. But that's what the Wheel of Fortune is asking you. La Rueda de la Fortuna. So you might be feeling a bit trapped or static in terms of your job, or in terms of like family relationships, or in terms of like your partner. Okay, in terms of a project. If you're feeling, you might be feeling that way. So seek the guidance, and the guidance is the King of Wands. And this is an older energy. This is an older person, an older man probably. Could be like a father or an uncle or a grandfather or a boss. But this person is very wise, and this is a very positive energy. El Rey. Rey means king. De bastos. Bastos or wands. This person is entering your life. Or maybe you know this person, right? Like I said earlier. And this is somebody who can guide you. A major counselor. Seek him out. This is a person that has authority. This person probably cares a lot about you also, and is always watching you, seeing how you're doing. Okay, so in terms of love, it could mean that somebody cares a lot about you. In terms of money, it's telling you to develop your interests, your talents. In terms of advice, here you have a counselor, an advisor, an older, wiser person, and that is what is crowning your reading. The energy that's coming in, and it's crowning your reading. Okay, at the center, we're going to start with the Queen. You have, okay, so you have the Star in the middle. And you, at each side of your middle of you have these two lovely female energies protecting you, guiding you. Let's look at the Queen of Wands. She is a person with a lot of determination. She has a lot of energy, that fire energy. La Reina de Bastos. And she can also be somebody that you might know who is older, that you can seek out. She's very giving, very wise, very loving. You might know this person or someone who has this energy. They might be older, also somebody you can seek advice from. Very positive card. This card is also an omen for love. And somebody might come into your life, you know, that will fulfill you in terms of a love relationship. And you might find yourself doing things that you never thought you would do. Like, for example, ice skating. Putting ice skate shoes on. Okay, especially if you come from the tropics. And then suddenly one day you find yourself up north with friends, having a great time, putting on ice skates. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine I would be putting ice skates on. I never got on the ice. I was afraid. But that's kind of like the feeling. Okay, on the other side of your star, of your center, we have the High Priestess. In Spanish, we say La Suma Sacerdotisa. There, La Suma Sacerdotisa. Okay, and she's like a goddess. This is a very, very spiritual card. This is one of the most spiritual cards in the tarot. So, it could be denoting the fact that maybe you're doing a lot of self-development on your own. Okay, which makes sense because this energy usually takes matters into her own hands, and you know, she's got the scroll of knowledge here. You know, so, or you could be developing some psychic skills because she does work with the forces of yin and yang. She's like the mediator between the two forces. And I have done a whole video on the symbology of this card, which is on my channel, if you would like to look at that. Gives you a lot of information about this card, and it's following your center, so it's pretty important for you this month. This card is also telling you to pay attention to your dreams. Okay? Pay attention to your dreams. And you might even want to keep a dream journal, especially if you're doing psychic work. Because it's also telling you that your fantasies, dreams, and goals, you know, they're about to come true for you within the next couple of months. So maybe sometime by around June, July, you'll have things happening in your life that you've wished for. You know, this is a general reading, so I really can't give you more specifics. Too many major arcanas. I think most of it is spiritual growth. It's telling you to get organized and to look for a new job because there are some good opportunities out there. They are around right there close by, so take advantage. Reach high and go for the stars. That is an amazing positive card. If you are a woman, tune into your sexuality and make use of it. Okay? She is the goddess. If you are a man, there's a high priestess close by. with this energy, embrace her. That's what it is advising, my dear Cancers. And it doesn't get any more beautiful than that. That's as good as it gets. Pretty cool. Very beautiful reading. Alrighty, and that's at your center. Okay. So if you're feeling confusion here, you can direct your confusion to this person, to this queen, and seek her advice. She's right below you. She's right there. She's not that far away. And if you're considering taking a risk and you want to make sure you understand all the details, maybe there's a project that you're considering, or even going into a relationship, seek the King of Wands. He's right there also. He's right next to you. Actually, he's looking in your direction. That's the energy that's crowning you. And then we have the energy that's forming your new foundation. I like to think of it in those terms. This is crowning you, and this one's kind of forming a new foundation, or giving that support needed to continue on with your growth and development. And you're starting with the world, el mundo. El mundo. And I always want to, what am I doing? There it is, el mundo. Okay, and this card is about reflection, but not an inner reflection, but an outward reflection. You have outward reflection, inner reflection, and the Hierophant in the middle. That is so cool. And the inner reflection is the foundation for your High Priestess. The outer reflection is your foundation for what's going on in the real world. These cards are connected. The outer reflection of what's going on in the real world. The inner reflection, the High Priestess, the Moon, and the Wise King over there. So that's what this card means, outer reflection. To see things as they really are. To finish projects, searches, trips that are pending. It's also saying that you've just completed a major job, or you've accomplished a major goal, a big goal, something really important, and that this transition of finishing this work, you know, has advanced you to the level of masterhood, from student to master. You've made that transition, my dear Cancers. Yeah, pay attention to what's being said and be realistic. Make sure you look at all the details of things. You know, there's going to be change coming. Needs to happen. And don't resist it, because it can make you sick. Just go with the flow. And then next to your world, you have the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is all about doing the right thing. Do the right thing for yourself and for others. Not just for yourself, but for others. And that's what makes this card such a deep spiritual card. So it's telling you to delve deeply in regards to doing the right thing. And that when this card shows up in your reading, it's it's showing up because you need guidance. And again, you do have 2 people you can seek guidance. All you have to do is ask, and it will come in. That's what this card says. And then your reading leaves with the Moon card, the major arcana of the Moon. And this card is about being too emotional and confused. Maybe that's why you're getting all these major arcanas. You're starting with the 7, with the 10 of Swords, and you're leaving with the Moon card. This is about thinking too much, being too emotional, being confused, overanalyzing things. What this card is telling you is that the important thing that can help here is to understand where you're coming from and where you're going. When there's all that confusion, insecurity, too much emotional stuff, thinking too much about things, think about where you're coming from and where you're going, and then bring your actions, those actions that you take in between where you were coming from and where you're going. Take those actions in between. Be aware of where you're coming from and where you're going, and that the actions that you do in between are going to eventually, little by little, connect that line between where you're coming from and where you're going, and that will help release some of that confusion that you're feeling, and those moments of emotional overload, to put it that way. Connecting the past with the present in that way, that'll help you get some perspective, perhaps. This is really important, this card is telling you. Ask others for advice and guidance. This is really important. Look at the whole, and not not those stumbling blocks that you are having to go through right now. Don't focus on the stumbling blocks. Look at the whole, where you're coming from and where you're going. And in this card, you're coming from your emotions. Water mean emotions. And the path, it's a curvy path, which is the path of the instinct. Path of the instinct. That's where you're going. You're going towards your sun god, your sun. Right? That's what this card. There's a lot of symbolism in this card. So thinking about the stumbling blocks, thinking about those negative things while you're doing the journey, while you're doing that action of living every day, if you focus on the negative things, you're going to get stuck. It's the negative way of solving the problems. You don't want to look at the negative. You want to be patient, be as positive as you can, and wait for things to unfold for themselves. Don't go trying to force things. Just step back, wait, and just let things work out on their own. Don't worry about it. Let it go. And that is the energy that's leaving your reading, my dear Cancers. It's very obvious to me that these 2 cards are the most important cards in this reading. Okay? And these 2 cards are the ones that are going to help you, guide you, which you need to find, seek, and embrace. And all the other things, all the other advice that's coming in, it's all really in relation to your spiritual growth. Very good things to consider. And the really nice thing is that with these videos, you can always go back and listen to them as often as you need to. Yes, that's what's so nice about doing these videos on my channel like this, that everybody can just go back and listen to their videos again and reflect on what's being said. It's a beautiful way to learn. So, my dear Cancers, that was your reading for the month of May 2016, and I think it's a really beautiful reading. I wish you all a beautiful month of May, close to friends and family that you love, doing really nice things like going to Sunday picnics in the park. And I also wish everybody peace, lots of peace. Okay? And thank you for visiting my site, and hope to see you in June. Bye.